All right, do we need this? Good.
Action. Sweet. Brickmaniacs, welcome to a special edition of the Sit Rep here on a Wednesday? I suppose we're going to have it out on a Wednesday, but we're filming it on a Tuesday. Either way, the date's not necessarily important. What's important is it's not Thursday and we're here talking about some stuff. You might have seen a little bit on social media. Dan was doing some posting around kind of receiving some feedback about the wildfires going on in SoCal, some of the kits that Brickmania had previously produced. Basically put the feelers out there, and it turns out that there were some people who were interested in kind of supporting some benefit bricks, which is similar to what we've done in the past, where proceeds will go to help those affected by, in this case, the Southern California wildfires. So we started off with some ideas.
Right.
This is kind of what came to fruition by popular demand. We're doing also a special restock of it. So right now, available on the website, we have 2 new pre-orders that are open. New being a little bit relative to this one, but at the same time, it is new, it's updated, new packaging, all that kind of stuff as well. So this is the LA County Fire Bulldozer. That's a George Hicks design. And then this is the Super Scooper, which you literally just created a couple of days ago now at this point?
Right. So I'm actually, the whole team is mobilized, working on a whole bunch of projects. Wanted to get something out as quick as possible. Micro brick battle scales, 1 to 120 scale, 1 inch equals 10 feet. Scale model of this. It's the CL-415 Super Scooper. So this is a dedicated firefighting amphibious. It's a float plane. It
literally
water.
super scoops.
Yeah, picks up water and dumps it on a fire. So they've been all over the news, and this was one of the most requested items to get done. A big one could be possible. A big one's going to take longer, and also
very expensive.
It'd be expensive, so it's not because of its size, not because.
This is much more approachable for anybody who just wants to get involved and have a nice little commemoration of that effect.
And something that the team can whip together in just a matter of days. We want to get stuff up as soon as possible. These are pre-orders, so you pay us, a portion goes directly to the charities. So there's no lag. So we'll be sending that out right away. We picked our charities. I guess you're getting to that in a minute.
Yep. We can discuss that.
So this is just the tip of the spear, so to speak. We wanted to get these things going. There'll be more. I can't wait to say anything about them, but I'll hold off.
It's kind of one of those things where you guys will drive this like has happened in the past. If the demand is there, if people are interested in it, we'll continue to produce awesome stuff. So like Dan was saying, both of these are going to be pre-orders. Both of them are live on the website. We're going to try to fulfill as much demand as possible, but so we're going to try to leave them open the best we can through the 27th of January. Now, little caveat with that, because if there are popular ones and we have to expand production in order to increase room for more batches, that may change the shipping dates. So what you see right now on the pre-order pages, that will be like when the first batch pre-orders are expected to ship. So if you're getting in later in the game, closer to the 27th, and other batches have had to been added, we may have to adjust those dates to account for production. So we're going to do our best to get everybody their kits that they want, because we want to raise as much funds as possible. However, that does mean that there could be some variances in when things actually ship. Me and Dan actually were literally just talking about schedule stuff. So one of the things he wanted to mention was, those of you looking forward to the e-boat, it has been bumped to April. So sorry if you had that circled on your calendar. It's still coming, but it is going to be bumped around. There's been a lot of production schedule changes because, like Dan said, the whole team is mobilizing. We're trying to get this stuff going as quick as possible, which means that stuff that we had previously planned is no longer going to come out when it was going to.
We're several months out in production.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that, putting stuff in at the last minute really, it's like a ripple effect all the way down the line. So
exactly.
In order to make this stuff happen, we are literally doing an about face. All hands on deck to get this stuff done. Plus, the stuff that's already in the queue can't be stopped. So,
exactly. So we're making some adjustments. But that said, like Dan was alluding to, there is some fun stuff around the future. Dan is planning a Firehawk. So stay tuned for a little bit more news on that when we've got stuff to showcase. And then we've got the minifig team hard at work on that as well. So we expect to have some awesome minifigures rolling out here very shortly as well.
And more. Everybody, like I said, all hands on deck. Everybody's working on stuff, and we'll get look at our social media, look at our the individual designers, and see what we're up to. We'll be posting as we come up with our projects.
Yeah, as we figure out what this rundown looks like a little bit. And then to those of you who are curious to know, and we can include links to them in the description for this video as well, but we have selected an array of charities for kind of the initial rounds of donations because, well, we just want to make sure that we're spreading the love, right? So Project Hope is one that we identified, Greater Good Charities, and then the California Fire Foundation. So again, those will be the initial 3 charities that will be receiving benefits from these first 2 pre-orders and beyond. We may add more to that. Target one in particular, hard to say exactly what that looks like in the future, but if you're curious for more information, go ahead and check those out. But now let's talk about the stuff that the brick people are really excited about. Tell us about this build and how it came to be.
So CL-415, this is the Super Scooper. So it is an amphibious plane. I can pull it off.
A nice little stand.
The stand is optional just to get it off the ground, but it does have landing gear, little retractable landing gear. Getting this thing to balance on its without water in it. There's no water tank or anything, but it will do its thing.
Look at that.
So you have landing gear. This is not printed. So
right, prototype. Good call.
This has just been put together with the pieces that we had on hand. Either I actually built this thing in Florida, brought it down here just today, yesterday. Got it all put together. There's going to be some changes. There'll be some printing on here. So we just got Slam and I and camera guy just got done putting together the preliminary what it's going to look like, the printing. Camera guy will throw some renders up so you can see what it's going to look like. But very happy with how it turned out. Didn't want to go overboard on the printing. This is rock solid. Wanted to make sure that highlight just a good
very
solid
swooshable design.
Yeah, absolutely. It's playable to an extent. I mean it's rock solid. There will be numerous printed pieces on it, enough to make it really pop, really stand out. Not overboard, because overboard means more money goes into the cost, whereas we'd rather have the money as a fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Go to the charities.
Well, still maintaining an approachable price point. I mean, those of you familiar with Brickmania, I think you'll understand kind of what we're talking about when you take a look at the page. That's a pretty. I mean, it's a pretty sweet little build. It'd be a lot of fun not only to have just kind of in a 1/120 aircraft collection, but if you know somebody who is passionate about firefighting, or if you just want it as a little desk display, it's a pretty cool little kit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to have this in my collection. Stand will have some printing on it. This is the wrong color. I just didn't have the right color, so you'll see in the render what it's actually going to look like.
Sweet. Well, there you go. And then, like we also said, we got this bad boy back on pre-order as well. Here, we'll shovel the plane off. And this is a previous design by George Hicks, but an awesome kit. Very unique for Brickmania too.
We just pulled this thing out of retirement, basically. We did the poll. We're working on all things in the poll. This is the one that was the easiest, just to say, okay, we don't have to get any permissions from anybody. Right. We're just going to go ahead and do it.
Not too print extensive.
It does have a number of nice prints on it, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I just had to go review this so we can make sure that we have enough room in our schedule to do the printing. So there are quite a few printed pieces. It's not so obvious, and it's not overkill. Great design. I've actually built this a couple times for the Vault, and
oh sure, yeah.
So I'm actually very familiar with this model. Super durable, and cool. It's got cool play features.
Yeah, I was going to say the play functions are awesome. Just kind of with the way you call a shovel. It's not a scoop, right? A skid, whatever it is.
It's a blade.
The blade. There you go. With some of the adjustments you can make to the blade, and then obviously the traction roll and all that kind of stuff.
And you may have seen videos of this thing pushing cars off the road over in.
Yeah, they've been needed. That's for sure.
Over in Palisades Fire. So it's famous. It's been in the news lately.
Yep.
And so just that pulling this one out of retirement. It's going to be a little bit more expensive this time around because we want to do the benefit component. We want it to be a fundraiser. And we'll put together a new package, so it'll have a limited edition packaging that will only come with the fire version of it.
Yeah, we've got some updated web assets on the website right now, and we'll continue to update those too, as well as we kind of figure out exactly what we want to do packaging-wise for this benefit line, because I think there's still some process to be made there. But like Dan said, we want to get the pre-orders out there. Yeah,
we're just getting started.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a fantastic model. It was really under promoted, didn't get as much love. We had so many kits coming out at the same time as this, and this one almost got overlooked. So I'm happy this one's getting a
spotlight.
Second glance, second chance to be available as a kit, because it really didn't get the love it deserved the first time.
Well, there you go. Now you get a rare second chance, and not only that, but you get to do a little good in the process of that as well. So we will still be back at our regularly scheduled time for the Thursday sit rep, where we go over everything coming up on Friday, including some awesome new pre-orders and some restocks and all that stuff as well. But for now, go ahead and check out those the new benefit bricks. Stay tuned for more details from the HQ here, and pay attention to social media. And thanks for watching.